Hello everyone and welcome back to Dark Souls Easy Mode. Last time we finished the tutorial and reached, well, this location, which is Firelink Shrine. And in this episode I'll just show you all the items you can get around here. And, yeah, some other nice things that you can get early game. Firstly we can level up, we can get 3 levels and then have some points left over. So 3 levels I will be actually putting into strength. If you're playing a purely melee focused build, then I would suggest speccing strength and dexterity enough so you can use the weapon you want to use. So if you find a new weapon that requires more, just kind of increase those values again. Endurance and vitality are also quite important. Vitality is more important if you're building a bit of a tanky character, because it increases how much health you have, and so how much damage you can take. Endurance is more important if you're playing a swift character, because it increases the amount of stamina you have, and thus allows you to dodge more. Endurance also increases your equip load, so it allows you to carry heavier stuff while still being able to dodge fast. Because the dodging speed and the rolling animation that you get depends on how much equip load you have and how much of that you're actually using with your current equipment. So basically, I'm currently below 25% equip burden. I'll show you that. As you can see, equip load is 12 out of 52. It says that the second column right there. Under stamina, equip load 12 out of 52. So that's below 25%, which gives me the fast roll animation. There's still slight differences if you're between 0 and 7% and 7 and 14% and all that, but they're not as relevant. You basically get this animation. It's just slightly faster if you're even lighter equipped, but those differences aren't really relevant in the standard playthrough setting, I'd say. Now, let's go loot this place. There's a bunch of stuff to be had. There's a few fire bombs here. You can do some fun stuff with those. I'll show you that eventually. There's an NPC here you can talk to, which we might as well do. First time he says, you know, I'd prefer to keep my distance. Next time he says, okay, I'm kind of sorry, you have a copper coin and now shut up.
Would that?
And next time you talk to him, he says, okay, fine, I'll teach you miracles if you want to. So, you say yes, you join his covenant. I'm not even sure what happens if you don't join it, but you might as well.
Now only.
And there you go, you can learn a gesture from him. And buy a bunch of items. Now, all of these are currently too expensive. If you didn't spend your starting souls, you could at least buy Seek Guidance, but that's kind of useless. So the heal miracle that the cleric class starts out with, it costs 4,000 souls, and then you'll probably need to, no actually you don't, foot in mouth, never mind. So basically if you save up 4,000 souls, you can just buy the miracle that the cleric starts out with, right at this section, right in this location here. So 2,000 souls may seem like a lot right now, but it's not that difficult to get, really. And that's plus the 2,000 you get from the initial boss. So
the teachings.
You'll need to farm some more. But as I said, it's not that difficult to get, and to my mind, that makes the cleric starting class a little useless, really. Because, well, the cleric gets a talisman, which is the kind of equivalent of a wand that's used for miracles. So, you know, spells require a catalyst, which is kind of like a magic staff, and miracles require a talisman. And indeed, the cleric starts off with one, but if you just drop down to this section right here, you get a talisman. So you can use miracles now if you like. The cracked red eye orb, if you're playing offline, which for first playthrough I would really suggest, useless. Well, you can sell them, but that's about it. The Morning Star and Talisman. The Talisman's nice if you're planning to use miracles. The Morning Star, I don't really like it. 6 homeward bones on this chest are really nice to have. They're just handy items. And here we get 4 Lloyd's Talismans. I'll get into what those do at a later point. Now if you drop down here, some skeletons will reanimate. I would suggest just legging it. Fighting them at this point would be difficult. You're not really meant to go there yet. You can, but basically it's not the way you're supposed to go. Soul of a Lost Undead here. Now the skeletons are probably still following me. Let's see if I can make it to the bonfire. I can indeed. And by resting at the bonfire I reset the enemies. So the skeletons are basically no longer a threat. Okay, I'm now going to get all the items that I picked up off my hotbar so that I don't have stuff on my hotbar that I don't want there. As it makes getting to the items that I actually want to get to just makes it take longer. Now, I have 125 souls left and I have basically grabbed all the items I can get in this section here. What I do now, and what you might as well do as a starting player really, is I'll do a suicide run over this graveyard section below me, where I just should get the skeletons earlier, and grab all the items there. Now, I'm pretty much going to die from this. That's fully expected. But the point is, I don't care. I have 125 souls. I will lose them, but it's not much, and it allows me to grab all the stuff on this graveyard. Now, we've gotten some souls. There's a winged spear here. This is a very nice item to have. It's a Zweihander. It's a good strength weapon. And over here, maybe half an hour into the game, we get binoculars. And there I died. There's one more item here, which is a shield, I think. It's not really that interesting to get, but I'll see if I can't find it. And yeah, I lost those souls, but I don't care. It's 125 souls, it really isn't relevant. There are ways to farm a ton of souls later on in the game. Okay, I keep forgetting where it is, but there is a shield somewhere here on this graveyard. Ah, here it is. Should be this one, right? Yeah. The round shield. And now let's see if legging it will work. Ouch, did not mean to jump. Oi! Oi! Sometimes it's a little difficult to tell what ledges you can move over and which ones you can't. Okay, give me the bonfire. And there we go. That's all the items you can grab from the graveyard. I'll continue with the suicide runs now. That will basically be everything I do this episode. Just grabbing the items you can have easy access to this early in the game, and that can give you quite a nice boost. So the graveyard stuff you can do on any character. The next thing I do you can also do on any character. The final bit that I'll do you can only do if you have the master key, but you'll see in a second. Again, you can do these things and survive, but really, if you spend your starting souls on level ups, there's not much of a point to surviving this. I mean, as you saw, I had 125 souls. You might have a little more or a little less, but to my mind, it's not worth crying over those souls and, you know, desperately trying to survive these suicide runs. Okay, this next item here is actually very useful. Now the stuff on the graveyard, there's some souls there and some items that you might or might not like. The winged spear is kind of handy as a spear, but I find spears a little finicky to use, because they don't have a wide arc, so it's sometimes a little difficult to hit with them. Okay, have at me. Oh, fine, I'll just kill myself. At least I didn't die to the enemies, right? Yeah, I just picked up a Firekeeper Soul. And those are used to make your Estus flask stronger, so your healing items become more potent. And in order to use them, you talk to this woman. Reinforce Estus Flask, and there it is. It's now +1. Really advisable to get that early game. Might as well. I mean, those ghost things that spawned there, fighting them at this point would be a huge hassle. Would probably be possible, but it wouldn't be fun. So, just let them kill you, it's fine. Or, I guess, do what I did, jump into the water and die. Doesn't matter. You got the item, you lose any souls you might have, but that's why I do this so early in the game, because I don't have any souls, so there's not really any risk. Incidentally, down here is a dude. Don't fall off, by the way. If you talk to him here and you spam B to get out of his dialogue and you use it once too often, you'll step back and die by falling down there. Incidentally, that's my bloodstain over there. Bloodstains are rendered at any distance, which is kind of funny. So, talk through his dialogue, and he will sell you a Sorcerer's Catalyst and some beginning magic. And just the souls you get from the tutorial are almost enough to afford this. So if you just use some of the consumable souls that you have picked up at this point already, you will be able to buy at least the normal Soul Arrow and the Sorcerer's Catalyst. So at this stage you would basically have the same spells that the Sorcerer starts out with. Obviously the Sorcerer also has the highest attunement and intelligence stats, so he's slightly better at using them. But yeah, the advantage is kind of minor, and to my mind doesn't justify starting as a Sorcerer.
Come back soon. Smithing.
And there we go. So yeah, that's a guy where you can buy some magic, if you like. And this is the door you can only open with a master key. It's a large soul of a nameless soldier here. Let's get rid of that. This is a nice shortcut as well, allowing you to skip a fairly nasty section later on. Now, I have used the master key here. I will still play through the game in a manner that doesn't require the master key. I'm getting some items here, so if you don't have the master key, you're not going to be able to get them this early. But it's not a major loss, I'd say. So basically, well, I'm using the master key here to get some stuff. It's not something that you desperately need to do to follow my playthrough. Just skip this section, and from next time onward, I will basically be playing through the game without making excessive use of the master key. I'll show you some tricks with it, but really there's nothing super major that I'll be doing. I won't be using it to sequence break, which I could, but why? Okay, so the Astora's Straight Sword and the Soul of a Proud Knight. You can get both of these items without waking the dragon. And the Astora's Straight Sword, if you're planning to build a Faith character, it's kind of handy early game. It's very similar to the Longsword with its in terms of moveset, but it just has scaling with Faith as well, and it's more difficult to upgrade because the item required to upgrade it is more difficult to come by. Yeah, just it can be a good starting weapon for a Faith build. Now this item here is actually kind of nice, but you always wake up the dragon when getting it. And I don't know, you can time the roll correctly and survive, but again, I don't really care. Yeah, this is the suicide run section of the starting game. I guess I would advise the graveyard run if you want the Zweihander, which is a very good strength weapon. I would strongly recommend, if you're playing as a strength build, to at least give it a try, because it's very powerful. Winged Spear, I guess if you like spears, I'm not a big fan myself, but can be good. And yeah, the rest of the items on the graveyard are kind of meh. Then the run to get the Firekeeper Soul. I'd say any character should really be able to do that, and you don't even have to die. If you picked up the 6 homeward bones from that kind of hidden area with all the chests in the tutorial, not in the tutorial, at Firelink Shrine, you should have 6 homeward bones. So after you pick up that Firekeeper Soul, you have enough time to use a homeward bone before the ghosts can kill you. So that's something. And here, once the dragon's activated, he's kind of being a bit nasty, but you can use this ledge to get past him without much trouble. So people seem to not know that ledge is there. It's kind of... a lot of people don't know it, and a lot of people also don't realize why it's there, because if you had some sort of ranged option, like arrows or magic, you could probably kill this dragon right now. Maybe not right at the start, because your ranged option won't be dealing enough damage, but pretty early on you can just kill him, and then, well, he's no longer an obstacle. He does give you a bunch of souls. I would still... I don't know, I used to do it always on my new characters, but not anymore. Incidentally, running past that dragon, it looked a bit risky going to the left. And it might seem preferable to go to try and squeeze past between him and the wall instead of between him and the ledge. I would still suggest going the ledge route, as I did, because the alternative, you get stuck on his wing basically, and when he turns around to face you again, his wing pushes you off the edge quite easily. So it's actually safer to go the ledge route than to go the wall route. Okay, the last item I'm going to get here is this. It's the Grass Crest Shield, and so long. Now you could... oh dear, he jumped after me. What a knob. Fair enough, I guess. Yeah. You could have killed that Black Knight who just suicided after me. He can drop a very good strength weapon that you can use, I guess kind of early, but it requires a investment in strength anyway. But yeah, I'm not really too interested in getting that item. And if you move past that Black Knight, you could do some pretty substantial sequence breaking, skipping a bunch of encounters and such. I'll tell you more about what exactly you could have skipped as we go past it. But just kind of keep at the back of your mind that place where we found the Grass Crest Shield and where I jumped off and the Black Knight jumped after me, because that is a major sequence break and probably the biggest skip that the Master Key allows you. It allows you to skip a lot of early game content, kind of gets rid of a somewhat nasty encounter, and it also allows you to skip a boss. So yeah. Anyway, the Grass Crest Shield that we picked up is actually very, very nice. I'll just show you. Now, it doesn't block 100% physical, which is a shame, but it boosts stamina recovery. So for a melee character, this is an incredibly valuable item. It's not a very heavy shield, and as you saw, it doesn't even block all physical damage, but blocking 95% is kind of okay. It's enough, and the stamina recovery is quite valuable. And the Dragon Crest Shield, this early in the game, it's probably the best fire damage reduction shield you can get, while still blocking 100% physical. So, it's a decent shield. Anyway, let's switch to the Grass Crest Shield. We still have the fast roll. And that's it. Next time we will basically move the intended way through the game and just explore the Undead Burg. So I hope you enjoyed this, and it helped you out a little, and I'll see you again next time. Bye bye.